Christian Wilkins abruptly released 2 days into training camp. Star defensive tackle, signed a massive contract from the Miami Dolphins to the Raiders, but this past year he only played in 5 games due to a Jones fracture that he suffered. Now, here's where the interesting layer is. The Raiders are voiding the remaining $35.2 million of his guaranteed money due to the way that he handles his foot injury. I was a little perplexed by this. I'm curious what deeper reporting comes out of this. I'm sure like The Athletic, someone is going to do some like digging into what was the real issue. They probably didn't like something else that he was doing, and that's not being reported at the current moment. What was very odd, though, when I was reading up on some articles that came out earlier today and yesterday about timeline of return and hope and expectations, a lot of Raiders people were excited about a potential return for him soon because he was spotted in a video posted by one of his teammates where he was dancing in the locker room and not wearing a boot. The irony of that now makes me wonder, was he not supposed to be dancing and was he supposed to be wearing the boot?
Yeah, $1 million question there. And Christian Wilkins is a player of a caliber that you don't just release, that you don't just say, we can't have you on our team anymore. He is such a good defensive lineman, such a great defensive tackle, got paid massively, deservedly so, out of Miami, escaped that train wreck, goes to Vegas. Unfortunate circumstances take place. And now someone's gonna, I guess, hit the mid-July lottery and sign Christian Wilkins. If he is slotted at a later return date, so be it. Christian Wilkins on your team makes your team better. Even if he's going to be on your team coming back in October, November, December, if he gets back for the playoffs, it makes your team better on a run. Getting this guy off the team had to be severe. It had whatever was going on with him, personality-wise, injury-wise, a combination of the two, it had to be truly, truly like irreparable, because I don't see Christian Wilkins just being like, oh, well, we're done with you. We're done. Hands up. We can't handle this anymore.
Well, and also to deliver the dagger of like, we don't feel satisfied with the way that you've handled this, so we're going to void your money. That's what's so crazy to me about this interaction is that, at least if you're the player in the circumstance, you get waived and you've got all this money coming, you're just like, whatever, they didn't vibe with me. I'm going to go sign this veteran minimum deal and I'm going to go ball out for the Eagles or something like that. Just go win it, or sign with the Chiefs or the Bills or something. Probably going to happen still, but he's not going to get a big deal if he decides to do that. Otherwise, he would have done it when he hit free agency in the first place. Well, because they voided it, it's now this massive, like really tense-filled, I can't talk. It becomes really tense the way that they handled this, and it's almost direct, we weren't trusting you, we're not paying you shit. I want to know what happened here. Their defensive tackle room is also awful now. Adam Butler, Leki Fotu, Jonah Leulu, I think. No, I wrote that down wrong, or it got autocorrected. Tonka Hemingway, and then JJ Pegues are their listed top defensive tackles right now. So 2 rookies there in the mix. I just wonder why they didn't try to trade him, and also where he ends up going after this.
Yeah, he's going to go to a better team. It felt like when he first went to Vegas, it was a money-only situation, because Miami, as much as I've crushed them, at the time of Wilkins signing, Miami was a vastly better team than the Raiders. And last year's Raiders team was one of the worst that they've put out in team history. So him joining that squad, getting paid that massive bag, it felt like, yeah, you know what? I'm making a money decision. I worked hard to get paid, and that's what it is. And to see it end like this, maybe he said, yeah, I got the big money that I wanted. That satisfied me, tucked that away, and now I want to get out of here. Now I'm looking at the signs on the wall saying, oh, it doesn't look like playoff year. I like Geno, but do I love Geno? I like Genti, but is Genti going to get me to the playoffs? Probably not. Raiders are probably going to end up 4th in the division. Wilkins, another losing year. Maybe he just decided to be a bad teammate and try to get off through excruciatingly frustrating circumstances for ownership and trainers, coaches, everybody. He could have got his way out there. I'm not saying that Wilkins, without any knowledge right now, is not without fault in this. even though we're a show that tends to side with players often.
Right. I don't know the recovery timetable. I don't know the deal with his foot, but I would think that he's probably going to go somewhere that is a more contending team, which he should. He should make that jump to go and try and play for somewhere that he has a chance to compete for a Super Bowl after.
Come teach Rook. Come teach Rook, Christian.
He's
Come
not
on.
Going to Atlanta. I saw some people pointing out, which we don't really need a defensive tackle, but the New York Giants would be kind of hilarious. Reunite him with Dexter Lawrence.
That would be a good thing. That you put
Just
Christian Wilkins
stockpiling defensive tackles for no reason.
That'd be awesome. Your team that would make the Giants like a real contender for third in the division.
Like seriously, does it really? It makes them marginally better, but it's just kind of cool. It's just kind of cool. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, yeah, we don't really need to do this. But hear me out. Let's just get a bunch of defensive tackles and we'll keep rotating them.
Honestly, if the NFL really wanted to punish him, if word got around that he talked his way off the team and kind of lazed his way off the team, wouldn't surprise me if there's too much greed in the NFL. Even if it was a blackball situation where he's gonna get picked up by a basement team like the Browns or something, that wouldn't happen. There would be too many good, like the 49ers just pick up Christian Wilkins. I'd say, wow, well, the 49ers are back in the hunt. That's a 49er signing to me. That is a team that could get better.
Need a defensive tackle, Christian Wilkins.
They need one bad.
Yeah.
And it immediately certifies them back into the top of the NFC West picture and puts them in a spot of legitimacy. And it's the 49ers are just an example. There are teams like the 49ers that would be in the same situation as them, but it's an impact guy if he decides to really get healthy for a team that he wants to get healthy for.
I stupidly forgot to start my timer again, by the way.
I got you. I know that timestamp.